What's Good Podcast.
Hey ladies and gents, this is your girl Brianna Javon with What's Good Podcast, coming to you with another episode of Season 3. Today I have two amazing ladies in the podcast community, and I had to reach out to y'all with Hear You Podcast. I have Tan and B.
Hey.
I'm
good, how are you? I'm so
good. I know, right?
Especially when like we get to link with other like DFW podcasts and all that stuff. So
it's important.
Very much so. Very much so.
We built a family.
I agree, because I'll be talking to other people like outside of podcasts. I'm okay, how's the tax industry? How's whatever the case may be? Oh, it's dog eat dog. I'm like, well, I'm glad podcasting is not like that
at all.
That's well, I won't say it's not, because when we first started, like I reach out to people like, how do we do this? And no one would be like, answer. I'm like, dang, like I just, like I wanted to create a graph. It was something crazy, and like they were not like, oh, you gotta do this. I'm like, but they're not telling me nothing. Like I ain't asked you to do it for me. Just show me how to do it. And like it used to not be like that, but I don't know, like.
I think we built like our own community, so now, you know.
Because I see the same people, but then even when like new people come, it's like still, hey, they family too, come through.
Yeah.
I mean, that's every event that I've been to. Like even with meeting y'all, it was just so homey. I was like, oh, okay, what's up?
Right. Yeah. Or like, you know, just act like it's me simply before we started asking you how you do something like that you do. You know, you didn't be like, okay, we gotta take my class. It's gonna be $49 a month.
Right.
Or it's subscribe my Patreon. Like, you just told me.
They do that.
But like,
no, it's a lot of that.
But it is though. It's a fine line between that too, because you get into people like, I don't say abusing or using you, but like it took you time to learn that stuff.
I agree. So last episode we had that conversation because people will just come to you and not even look for themselves.
Yeah.
They be like, okay, I need you to do this for me. And I'm like, okay, well, how did we get to where we are today?
Right.
I mean, do you know what plans you got? Do you have a business plan? Like, what's up? Versus, okay, I've done all of this and I'm just stuck.
Yeah, that's different.
That's different.
You
so
done
the delivery.
The delivery, and just too, like, am I gonna be able to, and not even come to you in the future for anything, because you know you won't do stuff to get something back, but just like I'll show you or I'll tell you what I did, but I can't do it for you.
That's a difference
so
too.
That's
like, can you just go in there and do it for me? No,
it don't work like that.
I can't do that.
That's a whole service.
I can tell you what I did.
She said it's a whole service.
That is a
Facts.
whole service.
A la carte.
Okay.
For real.
Seriously. All right, y'all. So we always get started with icebreakers, and I got one for y'all.
Okay.
Okay. So Tan, do you have any hidden talents, and if so, what can you do?
Oh, do I have any hidden talents? I have to say photography.
Really?
Yeah, I'm a pretty fire photographer.
Like, do you have the whole get up?
No, I used to have the whole get up. I really like low key should have pursued it, because that was way before it was like cool to be a photographer.
Okay.
But even now, still like people be like, "Oh, you took my picture, you took my picture." I'm like, alright. See, I'm not one of those like people that you can ask me to take like 50 pictures of you.
Yeah.
No, the first few are gonna be fired, and I'm gonna be like, "Oh, okay, this is good." But yeah, I have to say photography.
I've been trying to get her to jump back into it for so long.
She has.
Especially for the brand.
Yeah, I know.
She's so dope. Like, she being humble, but so of course we went to high school together.
Right.
She was on a yearbook.
I was a photographer.
But
Are you serious?
when I tell you, you look at the bottom, shot by 10, by 10, by 10. Her, she's all in the yearbook.
Okay, now we gotta get a history lesson.
Right.
Like, why did you stop?
I really don't have like a real reason for it. I think it was just because at that time, I mean, I don't want to age myself, but you know, that was like before Instagram and before it was like, I felt like it was really profitable to be a photographer.
Makes sense.
So it was just more so something I was like, oh, okay, I kind of have a knack for it. I can do it, versus it being like, oh, you know, let me make this into a profession.
Makes sense.
So I just kind of let it to the wayside, but you know,
it may come back in the future.
Yeah, it may come back. You know, we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
I saw the shrug.
Right.
All right, B. So for you, if you had to delete 3 apps from your phone, what would it be and why?
Ooh.
3 apps?
That's a lot. Let's cut it down to 2.
Ooh, can I look?
Oh, go ahead.
I mean, because it's probably gonna be something I don't use. So let me see. So I don't want to say that. It's one app called Selfish Babe.
What is
Selfish bag. It's like
I know. I'm like, that's in the App Store.
It's like one of those inspirational. You know, you get those. What's it called?
Like sprinkle of Jesus.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay. It's like that.
affirmations.
Yeah, it's like that. But it's kind of built weird because it's a podcast too on there that she releases. But it's just kind of weird how the app is. But I just be like ignoring messages and not intentionally. But you know, you just get to see too many, you stop.
That's true.
So probably that and WhatsApp.
Oh my gosh.
I don't use it. I used it when we went out to Jamaica, and like I use it so we can keep in contact with each other. But I don't really have any use for it. And there's only one person that hits me on WhatsApp. It's the guy I met in Jamaica, and like he'll hit me up every like month, and like I don't ever respond anymore. But he still hit me up. I guess figuring like maybe think I deleted it. I don't know.
Right.
But I never get on there. I never respond. I have 3 messages now that I've
See, that makes sense because whenever I was out of town, I reached out to you on WhatsApp.
Oh,
well,
really?
my phone was dead.
Let me go see. I didn't know.
Okay, now I'm understanding why.
And we looked, and it was like, B has not been online since like August 1st. And I was like, well, I don't know if she really gonna see this.
Wow. No, I don't ever get on there.
Yes, there should be one in there.
I do have a message on it. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. And I see the pic. Oh wow.
Yes.
That's
crazy.
Yeah, because my phone was dead.
And I be thinking it's him calling me, so I don't ever respond.
Oh my god.
That's crazy. Wow, okay. So maybe not WhatsApp, but
yeah, well,
I guess it's good.
I
for
use
travel.
it way more, so everybody
it just
use
depends.
it.
Yeah, now I feel bad. I'm like, you need nothing.
Okay, thank God it wasn't an emergency.
That would have been really, really
Girl.
bad.
No, for real.
And it was like, August.
I forgot when did they send that?
Be Brittany.
I was September 4th.
Yeah.
Dang. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, can you message her? Because she wanted a few numbers that I halfway remember. So my phone is dead. I'm like, message her and tell her this. He was like, it says she ain't been online in a month. I was like, she may get it. I think I even tried to call you.
Yeah, it was a video call.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, I'm getting that. Girl, I actually WhatsApp and I be like, that's him.
Skip right over it.
Oh, I don't even bother to
I
it.
didn't even open it.
Ooh.
Damn, I'm sorry, boss.
Nah, that's cool.
Well, now you know other people may be reaching out.
Clearly,
Right.
yeah, dang.
All right.
It's alright.
So now we're gonna get into our genuine conversations. I've been starting this season with, who is here, who is Tan and B. So let's start there.
Well, we were talking about this in the car.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, but
I feel like we have a different answer every time.
yeah. I mean, basically, we're best friends, and we've been best friends since like 11th grade. I didn't stop counting how long we've been best friends.
I know, just been a long time.
Yeah, we just say that a long time. But our conversations that we have, like, I guess, like you said, or we were talking earlier, like when you meet us, it's not like, it's like you talking to your homegirls.
That's true.
Like it's like, I mean, it's not like, to me, I try not to be weird or like,
Not weird.
funny. It's just like,
I know I could be awkward. So I feel
yeah,
that.
but and that's common for a lot of people, and especially
Yeah.
for people who don't have a lot of friends or family and stuff like that. And so, like when you just talk to us or when you listen to us, it's just like a regular conversation that you're having with your friends and all that stuff. And so here you is basically just a conversation amongst friends, basically.
Yeah.
Like you are homegirl, you are homeboy too, and
Right.
we just talk about what's going on.
Right, and the conversations are always genuine. Like, this is literally us. This is what we do. We talk like this on the mic and off the mic.
I agree.
You know?
Yeah.
You know, so that we get a little reckless at the mouth. But, I mean, it all comes from a good place.
Yeah,
Right.
most times we don't edit anything out the show.
Yeah.
I don't do that either.
It's a lot to do. One,
Yes.
and you video record too. Like
I'm not
we
doing
had
this
to-
one take.
We had,
Yeah.
we had to figure some stuff out last week when we tried to finally put something up. But
Yeah,
like
no, for real.
we don't edit a lot of stuff out, so whatever you get is what you get. And it's been a couple times like I've been like, ooh, yeah, I don't like how that sounds.
Yeah. You know, we'll mark a few
It's
times.
real small.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
It's been a
nothing,
handful of times, though.
nothing really that we just take that whole thing out. Like
Yeah.
just let it roll. Just let it roll.
I feel that people be like, Brie, can you take that out? I'm like, okay.
Oh,
Tell me
right.
now, because whatever is happening is getting spit out.
Yeah.
Honestly.
We've had that happen before.
Yeah, we have with a guest.
We
And we literally asked, like, okay, you know, is there anything that you want removed? Like, you feel comfortable with everything?
No, yeah, but it's cool.
It's
They
fine.
always do. until they get home and think about it.
Oh no, she waited until it was up.
It was up, and I guess she like told people to listen or whatever.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, can y'all do this? I'm like, yeah, no. And then she's like, well, my such and such, he can take it out. And so she like redid it and took some stuff out and sent it to us. I'm like, girl,
she did it.
Yes.
Shut up.
Yes.
Well, we can't make this stuff up.
Like,
Oh,
Yeah.
I haven't had that. Not going.
Yeah.
I haven't had that one yet.
Yes, we were both like, we were texting. I was like, girl, what? I'm like,
and she didn't really say anything bad, but I don't know. Maybe she just like thought it.
What she thought.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm just like,
I think it's with us, like whenever we do have guests on, we make them feel comfortable.
yeah, people talk.
And and you know, after podcasting for so long, you kind of figure out how to kind of get stuff out of people
That
without
is
it
true.
seeming like
That is true.
you're prying.
And we really don't be like just digging. Like it's just a conversation, and I'm nosy. I feel like I ask the follow-up questions. I can be one of them, like, girl.
I do
Right.
the same.
What?
I'm like, okay, well, since she done said that,
Okay.
What happened? I'm like, what happened?
Because it's like you put it out there.
Yeah, exactly.
And it is like, like people tell us stuff all the time that I don't even think they be meaning to tell us.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, for real? What else?
Right.
Like, but I think that's like,
a blessing too,
yeah. It just, I mean, we just we're just us. And I know they don't really answer who we are, but
Right.
like,
It does.
in a way, but like we're friends. We love our people. We love people, and I think you get that when you listen to our podcast. So we just,
For sure.
yeah,
I love
two
it.
homies,
Okay.
two homies on a podcast.
Okay, hometown homegirls.
How did Hear Ye come about as far as the name? Y'all been friends forever. So
Right.
what was that phone call like, girl, I think we should get this together?
I mean, we used to always have people who would tell us like, oh, you know what, y'all. I think at first they were saying like we should do a show, and we were like, you know, yeah. I mean, I've always had people tell me that I'm like Wendy Williams. I'm like, girl, no, like that's.
No, but she know the tea. Like she had the tea on.
But I be, yeah, you know, I be knowing some things, you know what I'm saying? But we always had people telling us like our conversations are so animated and we should definitely record it. So I remember one day we like posted on Facebook like, if we had a podcast, how many people would listen? And people were like commenting and they were like, yeah, y'all should totally do it. You should totally do it. So we were like, okay, you know what? Maybe we should actually do this. People said they're gonna listen. So I remember Googling like how to start a podcast.
My best friend.
Right.
YouTube videos.
Yep. Trying to figure out figuring out hosting and, you know, fees. And we're looking like, okay, so it's not free to do a podcast.
I mean,
Anchor.
yeah, you
Right.
have Anchor and all that stuff, but I don't even think Anchor was like as popping as it was now. So you had to like join one of the, you know, the top, whatever it's called, to like, you know, put your podcast on different feeds and stuff, and then you have to look up what's the feed.
Yeah, we were like, RSS feed.
Yeah.
Like a whole breakdown.
Yeah, no,
And
literally.
basically, for the most part, you're doing coding. Like,
And don't even know it.
for the
Right.
most part, yeah, you're doing coding and stuff, and so. Yeah, looking it up, researching, doing it.
Right, logo.
That's true.
I think that was like once we got a
It's
logo.
so cute.
Thank
you.
you. When we got a logo, I feel like okay,
It's official.
it's fire. Like the person that did our logo, he was just starting out.
Yeah, no, he taxing now.
Yeah, he taxing now.
Yeah, because if that was just the beginning, I can just imagine how his work is now.
Yeah,
Because
he's
y'all
dope.
looks amazing.
Thank you.
It gives me that Martin Lawrence.
Yeah, that's what we were going
Yeah.
for.
Okay, look at me.
Yeah.
You got it. You figured it. Yep, you got it. But I think once we got the logo, and I don't know, something about an email. Like when you get that email with your
Yeah.
name and like everybody else got it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, okay, this is good. But
Right.
like, I don't know how we came with the name.
I remember we had a few other names.
Okay.
I
I
think
have to hear these names.
one of them was was it something with a shot?
Shots. Double cup.
Double
Was
cup.
one.
Okay.
I think we had like 1 shot, 2 shot. It was something like
Some
that.
with shots because we were supposed to be drinking.
Right. I think we had the jury. Something the jury.
So originally, Hear You was supposed to be like a judgment show.
Yeah.
Like we were gonna put people on and like do our rulings and judge, but like nobody knew us. So like,
Right.
who gonna come in and call in for us to like make a ruling? So we X'd that idea, but we liked the way it sounded, kind of with
I
Hear
love
You.
that idea.
Yeah.
And then we ran it past my daughter, and I guess she was like the deciding factor because she was like, I like it. And, you know, she's hard to please.
She definitely is.
So if she likes something, it's a go.
Yeah, so once she was like, yeah, she liked Hear Ye, we were like, okay, you know what, Hear Ye. We kind of had to say it a few times, get used to it, but
yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, and then we had to look and see who else may have had Hear Ye, or what was Hear Ye, because you know now that's something you have to do with podcasts, making sure like they can find you.
Because there's so many podcasters now.
Yeah, and just like names, and I think we didn't want to do anything that was too like in the culture, because we had a few that was like 3 years ago stuff that was what you would say,
right?
Like it's lit or lit,
yeah,
something
lituation.
Yeah, I think lituation was one. Yeah, but I don't know if it would have aged as well as anything else. So that's really how we got started with the podcast. I mean, it sounded. Once you do it, and people ask all the time about podcasts. Like once you put it out, the main thing is putting it out.
Like that's the hardest thing, because people can have ideas all day, every day, and then like actually recording and then putting it out. They're like, I don't know, what should I do? I'm like, you think it's hard? Just press play.
Just press play. And then you know people don't like their voice, so that was like one thing.
Yeah, to get past.
I like my voice. I think, but I would talk really low, like I would. And she has a louder voice naturally, so it was always trying to figure that out. But like that was like one of the main things was like hearing our voices back too.
Yeah. So. And I remember before we started, I was like, okay, look, like, are we really ready to commit? Because I even tell people all the time, like, you have to be ready to commit.
That's true.
To recording, like. Pick your if you want to do weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, but you gotta commit to it. And I remember I was like, okay, you really think we can commit to this for however long? We were like, yeah, we can do it. Here we are, weekly.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it is. And so like even with 2 people, I have to commend y'all, because I'd be like by myself. I'm like, do I want to? I need to schedule somebody. I don't have nobody for Monday. And so how is it like with the both of y'all? And then y'all also have guests. So how is the communication with making sure everything is according to plan, making sure all the episodes are ready?
Girl, we ain't got one. We just make sure episode is out Friday. Sometimes it come out later on Friday, sometimes it don't. For the most part, we try to stick to Wednesday recording. We really hadn't done a lot of guests in the past before, just because, you know, when we add guests, it's another dynamic, and we just have a good connection to ourselves. So we didn't want to like be solely focused on guests or whatever, or dependent on guests or anything like that, because that's not what the show is centered around. So we're starting to branch out and, you know, link more and connect more and do more, you know, with more guests and things like that. But for the most part, girl, now since COVID is okay, can we record now? Yeah, like can you guys want to record today? Well, no, I got this going on. Okay, that's been a little bit more challenging, but for the most part, I mean, as long as it's by Friday.
Yeah, I mean, we at this point we've been podcasting for so long that like we already know Wednesday is just the day, and so we try not to deviate from that too much, but stuff happens. I think last week we recorded at like 2:30 in the morning.
For real?
On Thursday night.
Yes. A lot was going on. For some reason we couldn't do Wednesday, and just a lot of things were going on, and I didn't get back to the house till late, and we kind of wanted to listen to what Tori was gonna say. We thought he was gonna go live. But then they could drop the album, which whatever. So we kind of waited to hear.
All type of smack too.
Yeah, like very much so. And like we waited for it. Like we literally put an episode out Friday. We woke up Friday morning and did one and put it out. So, but I will say like one of the kind of good things is we don't have like a very rigid schedule. Like we have her section, we have my section. So she looks for stuff for hers, I look for stuff for mine. And like it's not really. It's scheduled, but it's not. You know, it seems like if we deviate from it, it's fine. If we talk about something else, because we do go down rabbit holes a lot.
A lot of tangents.
A lot of tangents and
a lot of
all the other stuff. So, but for the most part, we do try to stick to our Wednesdays. But I mean, now, if anything, we've learned you gotta be flexible.
That is true.
You have to be flexible. You have to adapt. You have to change. You have to learn. You have to be able to move with the punches and all that stuff. So
that's what I wanted to ask as far as like sacrifices. I feel like COVID period is a sacrifice, right? So what's keeping y'all motivated to keep Hear Ye going?
Ooh, that's a good question, honestly.
I would say for me, it's a lot of dark stuff going on. Like, it's a lot of sad stuff going on. And I think it gets easy to, like, this is like being depressed now and just really feeling alone and isolated. So when we record our podcast, like, we try to keep it light. We try to keep it humorous. We try to keep it funny. So I think that's one of the main things for us to continue is, like, we're providing a service, you know, like, it's so many people who don't have anything to laugh at or nothing brings them joy, or, you know, they just need a few minutes to just, like, get away and like laugh or whatever. So that's what we, you know, try to provide. And I think that's why it's important for us to still keep going, because too, like, if you're done podcasting, you can sometimes you see like a drop, you know, because a lot of people listen while they're at work, while they're commuting, and all that stuff. And we saw that drop too. It's like, wow, like, you know, this is like serious. Like, people are not going nowhere.
Yeah, people are in the house.
In the house. And so I think just having, just being someone's escape, or just like for an hour and a half or however long it is, it's like kind of one of my motivations for us to continue still podcasting and pushing out content and all that stuff.
Right. Yeah. Like, I know it's like super cliche to be like, oh, you know, listeners or like fans or whatever. But honestly, whenever we do skip a Friday, like, we hear about it. Or whenever like an episode is late, because for a long time the episode would be out by like 6 o'clock in the morning. You know, so we could catch everybody there for their Friday commute.
I agree.
But whenever it would be late, it was like, we would get DMs.
What episode is?
Where's the episode?
That makes you feel good though.
It do.
It does.
But like, sometimes
it's pressure.
It's pressure. And then too, of course, like, we just recently had, like, we were on vacation, but I was recording with our homeboy, and I'm just like, y'all, I'm just recording, and like, people are mad because like she went on the show. It's like, I can't help that. Like, we just recorded. Like, people are like, what is it?
Oh my. There was one message that was like, these stupid niggas are pissing me off. Bring back Tan ASAP.
They did not say that.
And when I saw that,
like a whole community.
Yeah,
it feels like it.
It feels like it.
So
they are definitely active. Like, I think there was even an episode that I had uploaded, and like the wrong version had got uploaded, or like the unedited version got uploaded. And I got a DM from this girl bright and early, and she was like, I think y'all forgot to take some stuff out, and you didn't finish editing. And you might want to like put the real one out. I was like,
sure enough, it was a wrong episode. It was, you know, it was before we had a mixer to put stuff in. Like, we didn't put the theme music in. Right. You guys talking. Like, it was definitely the wrong.
It was the wrong.
Yeah. So whenever that happens, you like, you know what? Well, I gotta keep going. And then plus, I saw so many podcasts that did stop during COVID. So it was like, if we can just continue with our weekly schedule, let's just try to do it. And so, you know, it's worked. It's worked so far. We had to figure out other ways to get people engaged, but I mean, we here now 6 months later.
Yes. And speaking of that, I love y'all posts. Y'all be having me crack up. Where does this come from? Like, these DMs? I'm like, I know they not getting these type of DMs for real.
Oh, no, we definitely are.
Girl, people send them to us.
Yeah.
For Tinder Tuesday?
Yes.
Yes, the Tinder Tuesday posts, people definitely be sending them to us. And we be posting. Yeah, and I'll literally be like, are you sure I can post this? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, I'm just going to take out any identifying information. But they are definitely real DMs.
Yeah. And I think
crazy.
We send a lot of stuff. You know your homegirl group chat be lit. And so a lot of stuff that we just think is funny or, you know, just hilarious, we'll post. She does the Tinder Tuesdays, and so she posts those. I do the story time on IG, or no, not IG, on Twitter, and all that stuff. So I don't know if it's boredom. It's not boredom. It's not boredom, but it's just like stuff that we like, stuff we think is funny, stuff we think everybody else will think is funny too. Stuff that really do be happening because, you know, we're both single out here, and like,
I can't wait to get to this,
girl. Dating is
trash.
Well, let's get to it. Because I know this season is about dating life and entrepreneurs.
Right.
So that's why I was like, I got to get you in here because I know I have been going through some stuff, but the things that y'all be posting, I'm like, they got some stories.
Right.
So what is like some of the craziest things that y'all have like came up on, or like anybody talk to y'all like, I need to be over there right now, penis waiting? Like,
no, but you know what they lead with?
What they lead with?
Can I come get on y'all podcast?
Oh, they love
for real.
that.
They love to have that, like, I need to be on your episode. I'm like, for what, nigga? You can't talk now.
Right,
They
facts.
You have nothing to say.
Like, you don't have no
Yeah.
business.
No, you don't have to promote.
No,
You're not a
business.
rapper.
Literally.
You just want to come on a podcast and think, what, my nigga?
Yes.
Or a nigga? Like, what are you going to do?
Girl, that'd be the first question I ask them. Like, what do you want to talk about? They don't even know.
Whatever.
I got sex.
Girl,
Right.
No, that's whatever you want to talk about.
Yeah, well, I can talk about anything.
Yeah.
No, you can't.
You haven't even listened to the show.
Yeah.
That's what y'all doing.
That's the bad. Like, can you listen to our show first? Like, support or something first. You don't
Right.
want to listen. But
Yeah.
that, have anybody... I did have recently. I had a little party at the house for my birthday, and he came with someone. Like, we're all friends. He came with someone.
Was he supposed to be there for you, or he?
No, he wasn't.
Okay.
But he came with someone, and he left with that person and dropped them off and asked to come back to my house. After, yes.
Girl.
That's
I
so
was like,
bold.
Girl, that's these men.
No,
That's what we
you
working
can't.
with.
No.
That's these men for you.
It's like, no, you can't come over here. You just
Absolutely
left with her.
Absolutely not.
I am out there.
Yeah.
Girl.
Cause like legit, I'm gonna say a good 95% of the people for the entrepreneurship segment, they've all said, yeah, Brie ain't dating. It's just too much.
Girl, it is like difficult out here.
It's a jungle.
No, literally.
My aunties be asking me, Brie, are you ready? I'm like, no, let me just take my time. Like, y'all tripping. When I'm ready, and y'all be the first one to know. So y'all can stop asking me these questions. You know what I mean? They be all in the dirt.
I know.
Do y'all family be doing the same thing to y'all?
Girl, yes. I have an aunt that puts so much pressure for me to like get married. Every time I talk to her, she's like, is there a man around? You got a man yet?
Yes.
Is this guy still around? I'm like, oh, auntie, please. I'm trying.
Right.
I'm trying, okay?
My mom is like, she wants me to get married so bad, and I don't know why. She
Are
wants.
you having a child?
No. What about the niggas? My sister, she just got married, but she got married later. My brother, he's in a long-term relationship, but like, I think she know me, and she's like, you just so hard on, but I'm not. I'm really not hard on guys. People think I am, but you just so hard. I'm not.
Yeah.
But I see a lot of the bullshit and a lot of it I don't want to deal with.
For
and
real.
I already know. But yeah, my grandma knows. She know what's up. Like, she already like, you know, I bet posted a video. She was like, don't date no broke man.
Okay.
Don't have no conversation with no broke. Like, she already know what's up.
Give the wisdom.
She
I'm
already know
telling you.
what's up. But my mama is the one that be like, she just want me to meet and talk. I don't know why.
The first thing I got is when you get into this podcast, you're going to meet a plethora of men. I'm like,
Girl, you don't want to take none of these podcasts, niggas.
At all.
Who told you that?
Okay.
like for real, the family is crazy.
They got Yelp
Comes to
reviews.
that.
Okay.
But
Look.
let me ask y'all that, when y'all became podcasters, did y'all see the, like, in the DM shoot up?
But in a moment of transition, she had to tell me to stop. Cause I used to okay, what's up? You wanna talk? She was like, fam, you can't stop talking to all these niggas. But
Yeah, I remember I had to have a conversation. I was like, okay, you know what? What made me have the conversation is she was DMing from Hear Ye.
They knew they was talking to me. I told them not to send no picture, but still, I would. But like, okay, so I don't say run, but I basically do all the tweets just because, like, show me on Twitter.
Yeah.
So I let them know they talking to, but I understood what she was getting at. Like, we're a brand. It looks like both of us together, and you know, I.